In our 1-minute talk today, the question that I'd like to look at is there time in heaven? Is there time in heaven? That's a good question, isn't it? Because we live in a time-bound world. The clock is always there. We need to be at work on time. We need to be at that meeting on time. Many like to end work on time. We carry watches, digital clocks on our phones and cars. We're always asking, what time is it? For time is an important part of our lives. But question, will it be different in heaven? Will time as we know it be part of our life in heaven? Well, what is time? According to the Longman Family Dictionary, time is the measurable period during which an action, process or condition exists or continues. A continuum in which events succeed one another. Now the Bible is one which speaks of God as timeless, a God who transcends time. But even though this is so, he is a God who created the world in time. Genesis 1 verse 1, it says, in the beginning. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, God's word says there is a time for everything under heaven. So while God transcends time, he created and works within time. Now what does that mean for heaven? Well, the Bible seems to indicate that in heaven, people will see events succeeding one another. And therefore, they live life there seeing a process, a succession. Certainly to some extent. And therefore, they are aware of the passage of time. For example, in Revelation 6 verse 10, the martyrs from the tribulation cry out to God, how long, sovereign Lord, holy and true, until you judge the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood? How long? How long? Those martyrs in heaven have a concept of time. In Revelation 8 verse 1, we have another indication of a measurable period in heaven. The Apostle John writes, when he, that's the Lamb Jesus, opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Now that half an hour there could be speaking of time from God as a reference for us on earth. It's possible, yes. But it rather seems to me that that is a reference there to the passage and the passing of time in heaven. Wow. Now, many things in heaven will be very different to life as we know it here on earth. But one thing will remain, it seems, from this earth. And that will be the presence of time in some form. May God bless you.